Hello. Okay, let me make sure I'm good. Yes, we are live. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I haven't done a YouTube live in so long. I'm also streaming at the same time on TikTok. So if you are here catching the live stream, today's topic, we're talking about cycle syncing hacks. Let me just adjust my camera. So I'll let some more people come in, but I'm going to get started. So if you have any questions, while I'm talking, I'm just going to go through my spiel. But if you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, just feel free to write your question and I'll come back and answer them at the end. Hello. Okay. Welcome. Welcome. If you're new, my name is Daisha. I am a feminine energy and etiquette coach. And it's been a long time since I've made a video. So, let me get rid of this. So let me pull up my notes. And I just have some LaCroix here. Okay. So let's start off. What is cycle syncing? Many of you may have heard this term before, but what is it exactly? So simply put, cycle syncing is a method of aligning your diet, your exercise, your productivity, your lifestyle, even your love life with the different phases of your 28-day cycle. This is very important. I wish all women learned this in health class, in high school, in middle school, growing up. A lot of women still don't know about this. And they think, I get a period, lasts 3 to 5 days, that's it, it's a bummer, I don't know what else you want me to do about it. That's not true. For my girlies that have hormonal dysregulation, for my girlies with PCOS, for my girlies with endometriosis, this video is very, very important for you. So get pen, paper, take some notes. Let's talk about men versus women. If you are someone that's struggling to lose weight, even though you're going hard in the gym, you're cooking all your meals, you're counting your calories, you're frustrated, and you're thinking, what's wrong? I've gained weight instead of lost weight. It may be because you're training like a man when you are a feminine being. I think about it as this concept. Men are like the sun, and women are like the moon, specifically when it comes to our hormones. So, men have a 24-hour hormonal cycle. That's why they wake up every morning with a you know what, they get that spike in testosterone. Men can have the same daily routine. They do their typical workout routine, they eat the same breakfast, same lunch, same dinner. They can show up the same way every day because their hormonal cycle resets every day. We, as women, on the other hand, we're like the moon. Okay, we show up differently every time you see us. The moon has different lunar phases. Sometimes you don't see it at all. It's a new moon. Sometimes it's a crescent. Sometimes it's a gibbous. Sometimes it's full. And I think this is so cool, especially once you start tracking your cycle with the moon phases. Like, I know that the moon is about to be full either today or tomorrow because I'm cycling with the moon. So let's go over the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle, just like the 4 seasons. So if you want to understand feminine energy, just look at nature. Mother Nature is feminine energy. And just like we have seasons in nature throughout the year, we have seasons in our body throughout the month. Phase number 1 is the menstrual phase, which is every woman is different, but it's typically day 1 through day 5, more or less. Some of us have a 3-day menstrual phase, some of us have a 6 or 7-day menstrual phase. The first phase of the cycle is your first day of bleeding to around the 5th day. This phase is associated with winter. Why? Because think of when you see trees, the leaves have fallen off, it's a dormant period. You may find yourself tired during this phase. You might find yourself introverted during this time because your hormone levels, your estrogen, your progesterone, are at their lowest. This is a time for reset, reflection, and restoration. This is my favorite time to have some me time. So if you can manage it, this is the time where you should send off the kids to go be with their dad or get a sitter and have a solo date. Treat yourself to a spa day or just enjoy a bubble bath at home and some self-care. Your intuition will sound louder during this week if you listen to it. What is it telling you? Use this time to reflect on the previous month and make decisions for the next. Because our hormones have dipped and our focus has shifted from the outer to the inner, this is my favorite time to start manifesting. Every time we have a period, it's a time of renewal, to restart and reset. The same way our womb, our creative center, sheds the old lining in preparation to conceive new life, a baby, so we shed our old identities that is no longer serving us, old beliefs, and begin to conceive new ideas, new businesses, and new versions of ourselves. This is a time for journaling. You want to ask yourself, what do I want to call into my reality this month? Is it better health? Is it a new business? Is it more money? Is it a new relationship? Go on Pinterest, create your vision board, use scripting methods, visualize it. And then I'm going to continue with the rest of your cycle of how you're going to do this to serve you in all your different phases while you're manifesting. Next phase, the follicular phase. This is approximately day 6 through day 14. So after bleeding has stopped, we have the follicular phase, which is associated with the season of spring. So I love seeing TikTok videos and Instagram videos where girls are talking about their follicular phase and they're just like, I can do anything. It's because this is the phase of building and growth when hormones like estrogen begin to rise and your energy level increases. This is the phase where you may feel more creative and start to get new ideas for projects. Follow that inspiration, and you want to take that time to begin the planning, the brainstorming, the researching, the scheduling, all of that. You're going to have this new energy since your hormones are building up. That's going to get you really organized. This is also a time when your body is craving novelty. So you may start a new workout class or reading new books, listening to new podcasts that interest you, or taking your family to a new event. This is how you're going to begin conceptualizing those big plans that you journaled about during your menstrual phase. Since you are starting to enjoy the boost of energy that your body has given you, use it to get organized. You want to list out your processes for your projects, create budgets, time block in your agenda. Your luteal phase will thank you for this later. The next phase is all of our favorites, the ovulatory phase. This is approximately day 15 to day 17. It's the shortest phase of your 28-day cycle, but your ovulatory phase is when estrogen and testosterone peak and your body is trying to get pregnant, whether you want to or not. This is when you are at your most confident, you're social, you're flirty, which is why I suggest if you're in a relationship right now, this is the time when you should have date night with your significant other. During this phase, you're feeling more ambitious. You might want to host a dinner party for your friends or, do something spontaneous that you don't usually do. Get up and sing karaoke or make a new TikTok. This time, the ovulatory phase, this is that juicy, glowing, confident version of yourself that you wish you could be all month long. You'll notice an increase in your libido. You may notice you start to look different. You're like, oh, my girls look perkier. My skin is clearer. My hips are swinging more when I walk. You might even speak differently. Like the pitch of your voice actually changes during your ovulatory phase. This is because your body knows how to become even more ultra feminine to attract your mate during that time of peak fertility. There are even some changes that happen in your meow meow that I won't get into on here. But if you're trying to get pregnant, you know that this is the time. Not only does estrogen peak during your ovulatory phase, but so does testosterone, which will allow you to work harder for longer periods of time. This is the boost of energy that men get every day as soon as the sun comes up. We as women get it for a short period of time. So you want to use that to your advantage this month. Right now, I'm in my ovulatory phase, and I think that's what gave me the energy to come on live and make this video because I can focus on the task at hand. I sat down, I made my notes, took about an hour and a half to write this whole script that I'm reading from. Got cute. My verbal and communication skills are also sharpened at this time, which helps me to teach you all. What I'm saying is this is the time when you want to get after it. Those goals that you had and those ideas you brainstormed, this is the time to open up and share them with others and start putting in the action to move towards your new desired reality. The last phase, your luteal phase. This is the longest phase of our cycle. It's approximately day 18 to day 28. Sometimes this is the hardest phase for us to get through, though, but it doesn't have to be. The reason why is because estrogen and testosterone levels start to decrease while your progesterone levels remain steady until it's time for you to start your period. You know that feeling when everything is irritating you and you want to curl up with some good TV and something sugary, and you don't know why you feel like you're not your best when just last week, when you were ovulating, you were so lively and so communicative. Then your period comes and you're like, oh, right, I was just PMSing. This is the time of the month where you're going to want to go back to those plans that you set up for yourself back in your follicular phase and work on them very administratively. If a creative idea comes up and you feel moved to act on it, then by all means, but this is not the time when you want to start coming up with ideas. This may not feel like it for your body. This is referred to as the autumn season. So menstrual season, winter. Follicular phase, spring. Ovulatory phase, summer. Luteal phase, fall. So think about it. You want to plant ideas, just like a farmer plants a seed for a crop in spring, and then they harvest in the fall. Do they plant a seed in the fall and then try to harvest at the same time? No. So this is the time when you want to be finishing up those projects that you conceptualized earlier in the month. possibly even handing over tasks to other people so that you can avoid becoming overwhelmed. Okay, I know that was a lot of information that we just went over. Let me check in, see if we have any questions. How are you all doing? Am I a Mormon? I'm not. I'm Christian, but I'm not Mormon. Hi, everyone. Oh, we have so many people. And on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So, we talked about what happens during your different phases and why you may be feeling certain ways because your hormones are up and down. Let's talk about how you can incorporate using your hormones to affect your diet to your benefit and exercise. It's important to understand that training in the gym and eating or dieting like a man with the same goals will not work for you the same way. So, starting with your menstrual phase, this is the phase when the body temperature is typically at its lowest. Again, this is why we associate it with winter. So, for what to eat, you want to enjoy warming foods such as stews, soups. I love making I love going to like Thai restaurants and getting like a duck noodle soup during this time. It's just something about that broth is so tasty. Since you're bleeding during this time, this is when you want foods that will replenish nutrients like iron and magnesium. So you want to eat seafood such as mussels, lobster, and sardines, leafy greens like kale and blueberries and blackberries for their antioxidants. If you're experimenting with different diet trends, keto or paleo diets can actually be beneficial during your menstrual phase. And elimination of grains or gluten may help during bleeding. I read about this and I think that this is true. If you think about when you're bleeding, you need to replenish that iron. So, red meats, a lot of protein, animal fat, all of that's going to do you a lot better than things like pasta, things like bread, a lot of rice. Um, so even if I do think like I'm gonna make maybe like a shrimp pasta or a seafood stew with some sort of noodles, I may use like a protein kind of noodle, not something that's made with actual gluten. For exercise during your menstrual phase, you more than likely won't feel like working out on day one of your period, and that's okay. Take a rest. Do some light movement. You can walk around if you feel like it, doing some gentle yoga or stretching. But if you try to go hard in the gym when your hormone levels have dipped, you risk spiking your cortisol levels, which is counterintuitive. It will actually make you more of a big back. So you want to listen to your body. Now, for your follicular phase, for your diet after your bleeding has stopped, you want to incorporate foods that will support muscle building and a healthy gut. So, you want to go for proteins like chicken, tofu, and eggs, and also legumes like lentils, peas. When you're cycle syncing, not only are the foods you're eating important, but also the way they're prepared. So during the follicular phase, during the springtime phase, you want to choose to steam or saute your foods as opposed to cooking them in like heavy oils, frying them. And you want to have fermented things like kombucha is very good, sauerkraut, pickles, and plenty of fruit juices, grapefruit juice, tart cherry juice, pomegranate juice, as long as there's not too much sugar in them. Now, during this spring phase of your cycle, your metabolism slows down and your appetite is sometimes suppressed. So, if you wanted to incorporate intermittent fasting into your routine, this would be a time that it would serve you. For exercise, you are gonna notice you're gonna have this rise in energy. That's why women feel so good when they finish their period and they're like, "I can do anything." You have all this energy and you're gonna wanna burn it off. So cardio exercises, cycling, hiking, dancing, anything that's gonna make you sweat and burn off that extra energy, um, you're gonna wanna do during your follicular phase. And since you're gonna also be, craving novelty during this time, so when I say novelty, you're gonna wanna try something out of the norm. Maybe you always work out at home. Okay, maybe you're gonna wanna go out and go to a gym, or maybe you always do, a spin class. Maybe this time you're gonna wanna do a dance class or something like that. Moving on to your ovulatory phase. This your ovulatory phase is related to summer because according to Chinese medicine, this is the hottest phase. So you want to eat foods that are raw or steamed. I find myself craving things like sushi and poke bowls, things with salmon, tuna, and shrimp. You want to get plenty of fruits and vegetables in your diet that are lighter and more refreshing for the body. Things like bell peppers, spinach, strawberries, raspberries, these things have a kind of cooling effect. And I find it more important to note that during your follicular and ovulatory phase, estrogen in the body is on the rise and then it peaks while you're ovulating. So you want to avoid foods that create a kind of estrogen dominance. For me, I notice this especially with dairy. I have a lot of dairy if I have a lot of dairy during my ovulatory phase, I notice my skin breaks out because of the hormone imbalance. So if I'm gonna have, like, an ice cream or something like that, give myself a little treat, I'll usually do it day 1 of my menstrual phase. That's usually when dairy serves me best. So you wanna pay attention to how certain foods affect your mood or your energy or your physicality. Another example, I can't tolerate caffeine during my menstrual phase. However, when I'm ovulating, like right now, a cup of coffee feels great in the morning. It helps me with that energy I already have. Learning to listen to your body is the key to helping build your feminine energy. That is the most important part. I can give you a chart of all these foods that I'm saying. In fact, there is a chart. If you want to learn more about cycle syncing, this book by Alisa Vitti, I hope I'm saying that right. This book, In the Flow, has charts for exercise, diet, productivity. All of that is great. This is a great book. She also has an app. Um, I think it's called My Flow app. Um, and it's free, and you can put your information so that you can start syncing, excuse me, tracking your cycle. This is a great book, as well as this one. It's called Period Power by Maisie Hill. Both of these. This one goes a lot more in depth on the physicality of what happens during each phase of our period. That one's a really good book. Let me see, where was I? Yes, so we were talking about during the ovulatory phase. So for activity and movement, with that extra boost of energy you're getting from higher testosterone, you may wanna really go hard in the gym. For me, I love doing kickboxing during my ovulatory phase, but maybe you wanna go to, like, Barry's boot camp or do a really intense, HIIT workout at home, high intensity interval training. Those kinds of workouts, if you try to do every day, not only would you burn out, but you are going to spike your cortisol levels. But while you have that extra testosterone, you can enjoy that. Lastly, the luteal phase. So, this is the time when your metabolism actually speeds up. And how that manifests is we find ourselves more hungry and craving sugary or salty snacks. Complex carbohydrates are going to be good in order to satiate those cravings. Things like squash, sweet potatoes, brown rice, lean proteins like beef, turkey, cod, halibut. And since this is the autumn phase, roasting and baking are going to be two of the best cooking methods during this time. And it's so funny to watch yourself once you know these things because you're going to start to notice I always crave this food during this time of the month. Like I make this soup and it has butternut squash, kale, chickpeas, all these things. And then I picked up this book and all of that is great for your luteal phase. During this time, you want to move your body in ways that conserve calories but build muscles. As I said, your body is just naturally burning more calories during this phase, so you don't need to double down and do a cardio workout while your body's burning more calories unless you absolutely feel motivated to. But activities like Pilates, weightlifting, strength training, power yoga, all of those are going to be great options. So I said a lot. Let me check in with you all here. Oh, thank you for all the hearts. Someone outside just did like a little beep, beep, beep. I just heard like a Kim Possible beep, 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 beep. Vibration plate and yoga for period. Yes. I've never done a vibration plate, um, but I want to try that. I've heard that it has some kind of lymphatic benefits to it. So I definitely want to try a vibration plate. Yes. Okay. Make sure I didn't miss any. Okay. Let me check in with you all here on YouTube as well. Okay, we're good. And we're doing good on time. So again, just to summarize, think of your cycle in 4 seasons. Your menstrual phase is the winter. It's a time of reset when things are quiet and you become very introspective. You're going to become feeling like, I don't want people to bother me, and that's okay. This is when you need to start reflecting on the previous month. How did our projects go? How did we meet our goals? What do we need to change next month? What do I want to manifest in my life this month? Menstrual phase. I need to be warming the body because this is the winter phase. Need to be consuming things that are warming, stews, soups, things rich in iron, magnesium. Since we're losing blood, red meat, sardines, crab, mussels, trying to remember, squid. I like to make like a seafood paella during this time of the month. I posted that on my TikTok. There's a recipe on there. Next, excuse me. Next is the follicular phase, springtime. So this is the time when you want to start planting the seeds and watch it grow. So what ideas are we going to be testing this month? What is it that we're learning? What new things are we trying? What are we changing about ourselves? Are we getting a new haircut? Are we reading a new book? things, eating foods that are good for your gut, high in protein, chicken, eggs, tofu, sauteed or steamed, not fried, fermented foods, kombucha, pickles. Again, it's so weird how you'll notice yourself like, I don't normally eat pickles, but today I want one. That's your body telling you something. I remember hearing a story about how pregnant women sometimes will eat dirt. I has anybody ever heard this? I remember hearing this story about pregnant women sometimes will go out and see some dirt and they'll just know that there's a nutrient in there that they need, that the baby needs. They're not just eating dirt just to eat it, but they'll know that. They'll feel, I need that. Your body tells you, we need to be eating this kind of food. We need to be trying these kinds of replacing this with this. We need to be doing these exercises. We need to be having these conversations. So we have winter, spring, summer, ovulatory phase. That's your bad bee time. That's when you need to live it up. That's when, if you're single, that's when you need to get cute and you need to go to places that make you happy. You're going to be looking good, feeling good. Your future husband might be out there. You never know. Extra testosterone means you can do more work for longer periods of time. Get on those projects. You are probably procrastinating on things. I don't even care if you procrastinated all last month. Take this ovulatory phase this month and use it to your benefit. Moving your body in ways that challenge you. Go harder in the gym. You can do it right now while you're ovulating. Yep. And then we have the luteal phase, which is hard for a lot of us. This is the PMS symptoms. This is the crankiness. This is the irritability. I know, it's not your fault. It's your hormones' fault. They've dipped, but it's okay. Keep going. Those tasks that you have, keep accomplishing them. You still have some masculine energy you can be using during this time. But be easy on yourself. And then it starts all over again next month. So even if you failed this month, you can reset again. That's what's so beautiful about us as women. And again, if you want to learn more about this, In the Flow by Elisa Vitti. I'm looking more at my TikTok than my YouTube. And Period Power by Maisie Hill. Two great books. I think that was all I had for you all. All right, ladies. I love talking to you. I will be back again for another live stream soon. Let me know in the comments what questions you have, what we should be talking about. I've missed you all. It's been a long time since I talked to you all. All right. Bye.